How my kings and queens doing today, my loves? Come into the living room, get comfortable. Today for our love series, we will be having a conversation about love, of course. But this particular conversation is about how you never knew what love was because you never even saw it. Okay, kings and queens. So just get nice and comfortable so we can chop it up about this. Now, straight out the gate, kings and queens, a lot of people, like I said, they throw around that word love, but they don't even be knowing what love is. And so that's why we create the love series, so we can know exactly what love is. The scripture we'll be speaking out of is going to be 1 Corinthians 13:4-7. It states, love is patient, love is kind. All right. And it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no records of any wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always persevere. That's love. It's strictly out the Bible, kings and queens. This type of love is the purest form of love. This love is without dysfunction. This love is without fear. This love is without conditions, okay? This is unconditional love. This is the blueprint that God gave us for what love is supposed to feel like, all right? It's not going to be perfect, but what it is going to be is it's going to be grounded, secure, and steady, all right? If you grew up in a house where love was patient and kind, and your mistakes didn't lead to punishment, but they actually taught you things, that means that you were being loved correctly, okay? You're supposed to feel safe in love, okay? There shouldn't be any tension in love. You're supposed to experience love. So when you experience real love, then you'll know how to love other people as well, okay? And so the thing about it, kings and queens, is we got so many people using that word love, like I said, but they don't even know what it means. What they're doing is they are trying to come up with their own, view of love, just trying to test things out and see if it works for them. But I'm going to tell you straight up, if you have not been loved the way that I just explained, then you are in a false love, okay? I'm going to explain to you what counterfeit false love actually looks like, because I don't want you to get it confused moving forward. All right. A lot of us didn't grow up with love. All right, let's keep it 100. I know from my personal experience, I didn't grow up with parents that actually love me. Matter of fact, they are making it quite clear by stealing from me currently today. But because of that, I never knew what love was, so I had to actually figure it out. And the only way I was able to figure it out is because I actually ran to God, and God showed me how to actually love correctly. So, kings and queens, false love is going to look like, and I need you to understand this, it's always going to be intense, okay? This is false love. It's going to mimic like it's, intimate with you, but it's really not. It's going to be too intense. It's going to be lusty. It's going to be too much, okay? It's going to come in a form of obsession disguised as loyalty. People will seem like they are loyal to you, but really they're obsessed with you, and it's an overboard type of energy, if you will, all right? People that are really loyal to you, they're loyal to you behind your back, in front of you, whatever the case may be, and it's not obsessive. They're just 10 toes at the end of the day. Another false love is lust pretending to be a connection. People that try to make it seem like they're connected to you, and they, but they're really lusting over you. Again, with the obsession, it all ties together. Another false love is possessiveness, masked as protection. If a person is overly possessive over you, that means that they're more controlling. They're not trying to protect you. They're trying to possess you. That's false love. All right. A lot of people that actually love you, they're not trying to use you as a possession, as a tool. They're actually just 10 toes and really want to actually protect you from hurt, harm, and danger. And that only stems from the love of God as well. They want you to understand that you are safe around them. All right. And another false love is attachment, mistaking as affection. All right. When a person is sitting up here just drilling you and trying to make it seem like, oh, I'm just concerned about you. I was just thinking about you. I just was wondering and all this kind of stuff. But they're doing it on a regular basis. And it's like, yeah, you just talked to me like 2 minutes ago. I'm still the same. Okay. That is not affection. That's attachment. That is trauma bonding. That is trying to actually, mask their insecurities, if you will. Your false love is always going to be super loud. It's going to be inconsistent. It's going to be unstable. It's going to be mental. It's going to give you highs and lows. You're never going to be peaceful with false love, kings and queens. I want you to understand that. A lot of people learn this behavior from their upbringing, okay? Not receiving love from their parents and all that kind of stuff. They've seen a lot of chaos, and the chaos seemed like people were caring about them, but chaos and caring, they don't fit in the same jurisdiction. I want you to understand that love actually comes with reciprocity. Love comes with actually showing that you care. It nurtures, okay? It gives you peace, all right? That's what real love actually gives you. You do not see real love when you're dealing with somebody that is controlling, when you're dealing with somebody that's jealous, when you're dealing with somebody that's codependent, when you're dealing with somebody that has trauma bonds with you, when you're dealing with somebody that has straight chaos. That is not love, okay? Real love actually look like the God-defined love. Is something that'll be demonstrated because it actually protects you. It actually nurtures you. It actually listens to you. It actually forgives you. It actually tells you the truth all the time. You can actually trust it. It actually stays consistent even when the feelings fluctuate. It's going to still be consistent. It's going to be healthy. It's going to be holy. It's going to be healing. All right, kings and queens, it's going to have boundaries, okay? It's going to have respect. It's going to honor you. It's going to actually treat you like it wants to be treated, okay? It's going to actually just love you completely and authentically, okay? I just want you to understand that. And so if you're seeing that you never knew love, all right? If you're seeing a whole bunch of toxicity and you seeing a whole bunch of obsession and you seeing a whole bunch of lust, you never knew love. If you're the person that's giving that out, you never knew love, all right? You haven't experienced it yet, all right? So you need to make those adjustments per what I'm saying in this podcast, okay? I want you to understand that the real love is always going to be without dysfunction, without fear. It's going to actually make you feel complete, okay? And the only way you're going to be able to attract a real love is if you embody real love yourself. So you have to love yourself first. You have to actually put that out in the atmosphere and in the universe. You got to show love to people, all right? You got to take care of yourself. You got to heal yourself. Any type of trauma that you got going on. You are not going to be capable of loving anyone or showing real true love unless you are able to actually love yourself, kings and queens. I just want you to understand that. You were never told what love looks like, okay? You just had to learn it over time. And I want you to understand, you didn't do anything wrong, but I want you to actually start thinking to yourself, am I really showing love? And do I really love myself? Can I really love someone else? You got to ask yourself those grown people questions is what I call it, because immature people, they just rush in with all that lust and all that obsession and all that kind of stuff, and they're liars, you can't trust them and all that kind of stuff. They just come after you because they are trying to fill a void that they'll never be able to fill without God, kings and queens. I just want you to understand that. They'll never be able to feel it if they don't even understand what true love is. And that's what you're mostly seeing nowadays. You're seeing a whole bunch of people that don't know what true love is, but they're walking around here trying to act like they love everybody. And it's like, you don't love nobody. You don't even know what love is. You don't even love your damn self at the end of the day. Let's keep it 100. But because did nobody bring that to your attention, because they don't love themselves, they can't possibly show you how to love anything. At the end of the day, you're walking around with this false image of love and you don't know what love is at all right? And so we're going to bring this back. We're going to show each other through Three Crowns Convo Love Series how to actually love each other correctly so we can receive the love that we actually deserve, kings and queens, because we all deserve love at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? We all want love at the end of the day. It feels amazing to be loved by someone, and it also feels amazing to love yourself. Pour into yourself and just focus on yourself. It feels amazing. You know what I'm saying? You never know what you can accomplish out of love. That's the highest frequency. And so that's why it's necessary, because we need to be on a high frequency at all times. Kings and queens, this is part 2 of You Never Knew Love Because You Never Saw It. Okay, so now we're going to be speaking in regards of all the dysfunctional things that you thought was real love, all right? And so I want you to understand that we're doing this because we're unboxing this so you can be aware that the love that you see or you think you see, that's not love, all right? All right, so like I said, it started out in your childhood. You may have came from parents that just didn't love you. Maybe they didn't know how. Maybe they did know how and just didn't want to. Either way it goes, what you saw was you seeing yourself actually being avoided, all right? You seeing your parents use silence or control. They only praised you when you performed something. They only cared for you when it was convenient or if it was in front of people, or you didn't get any affection when they were angry, okay? And so when you are in a partnership with someone, if you are ignored or if you going through any type of controlled situation or whatever the case may be, you unknowingly don't know that your subconscious mind is relating that to your childhood. So when you are dealing with your partner, you feel like that is normal, and that's not normal. All right, kings and queens, I want you to understand that. And so we are not paying attention to the things that are happening right in front of us because we really believe that this is normal, and it's really not. All right, I want you to understand, you have always took in your trauma as if it was normal, all right? And you didn't even know that it was trauma. You did it at your jobs. At your jobs, when you became a people pleaser at work, you end up overworking just to get some type of affirmation from your boss or get a good job or something, because you never got the good job in your childhood, so you want somebody to give you recognition, all right? You fear sometimes to be corrected because every time you were corrected at your job, you felt like it was a type of rejection, but it really wasn't, all right? It was just trying to help you become better. And you never knew that stemmed from the love you didn't get from your childhood. Or you avoid leadership roles because you associate your responsibility with being stressed out or whatever the case may be. You also tolerate toxic co-workers because you don't want any conflict, because in your childhood, conflict equated to getting in trouble and not receiving love and correction or being taught the correct way to actually function or whatever the case may be. And even in your dysfunctional relationships, you looking at the bare minimum if somebody do a little something for you, that they actually love you in some type of way. So you're overextending yourself from the little small thing that they have done for you. Now you are overcompensating for that and doing more for them than you're doing for yourself. You stay in relationships because you never got love when you were in your childhood. You never got love from your parents, so now you're staying in relationships longer, dealing with a whole bunch of drama for no reason at all, because you have a detachment issue and you want to be loved. Somebody gave you a little bit of attention, and so you want to keep that attention on you even if it's not real attention, all right? You believe that your toxicity in your relationships is passion, because if somebody act like they going crazy over you or they tripping over you, you feel like they actually love you, but that's not accurate. They actually don't love you at all. They actually don't respect you. Let me be the one to tell you. You feel responsible for all your partner's emotions in a toxic relationship. If they up, you up. If they down, you down. You sitting up here taking on that and trying to make somebody feel better that got mental health issues, when you really need to be looking at the fact that you don't need to be with somebody that got mental health issues. You fear abandonment, so you never express your needs to your toxic partners or whatever the case may be, because you felt that in your childhood, when I told my parents something, they didn't listen to me. So I'm going to keep everything in how I really want to be treated and not tell the person that I'm with currently, because I don't want them to actually leave me, because I'm letting them know that I want to be treated differently. So you basically, what you're doing, because you don't love yourself, because you don't know what love is, you will sabotage a healthy connection because it feels unfamiliar. All right, kings and queens, that's what you're actually doing. What you're trying to do is now you are living in an emotional survival mode. All right, you have, instead of you speaking up and letting people know that you want to be loved a certain type of way, what you'll do is observe how they treat you instead of expressing yourself. All right, you will try to protect yourself from people instead of connecting with people because you're scared of love. All right, you will automatically sabotage a relationship because you anticipate danger instead of expecting safety in love, because you never seen it, so you don't even know what it looks like to be safe in love. All right, you will attach quickly as soon as you meet somebody. Now all of a sudden you want to be in a relationship, not even understanding that the good feelings that you feel from them, the good vibes that you feel from them, are temporary. You don't even know that person to jump into a relationship quickly, or you will actually overcompensate, like I said, because you never felt like you're enough. So what you're going to do is you're going to overcompensate in a relationship, thinking that you're going to receive the same thing from that person. That's survival mode in love. That's dysfunctional love. That is not real love. What happens with that is you will disrupt your ability to experience real love because you're doing things that are not natural, okay? Because love requires your vulnerability. Love requires you to be authentic. Love requires you to be real, all right? And if you're not real because you don't know how to be real in love, then what you'll do is you'll put on a fake facade, and sometimes people even mock people in love. They'll sit up here and see how you loving on them, and they'll try to give you the same thing back, but it's foreign to them because they don't even know what they're doing. They're just mocking you at that point. All right, kings and queens. And so those are the things that you need to understand. Proverbs 4:23 says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. All right. And so, kings and queens, if you do not know what love is, keep it real with yourself. I'm so sick of people being fake about this shit. If you do not know what love is, if you need to figure out what love is, don't get into no relationships, kings and queens. Stop being so fucking desperate out here. It is okay. I would rather wait for real love than to continue to jump into different relationships with these false people that don't know what love is themselves, incapable of loving me correctly. I would rather just wait. Just wait. It's okay to wait. All right. You can only attract what you are. Me currently, I love myself. I understand what love is. I'm the queen of hearts, and I know what it should look like as well. I also know what I desire. So I can receive love right now. I can give out love. I'm not going to take away from myself, and I can receive love because I know what it's supposed to look like. I know this for sure. All right. If you're not in a position where you know for sure what love is supposed to look like, do not get into no relationships. All right, kings and queens, get to know you first. Get to know God first so he can show you what real love is. First and foremost. Okay, because you're not going to know what real love is unless you got God. All right, I just want you guys to know that. Stop always being desperate about things. Yes, everybody wants love. Love feels amazing. All right, but I want you to understand, if you go into a dysfunctional love thinking that it's normal, then what you're going to do is you are going to hurt yourself in the long run. And that's what I see y'all doing. Y'all hurting yourself in the long run when you could have prevented yourself from being hurt. Now you walking around bitter, scared to love because of the way that you were treated by walking into a false love that you didn't know nothing about, thinking that it was masked as real love because of what your image of love was, okay? It was your image of love that made you think that that was real love. And now you're hurt and you're bitter and you don't even know how to even approach love, or you don't even want to receive love when somebody is trying to love you, kings and queens. That's what's real. You know what I'm saying? And so you need to understand what love is before you actually encounter it. So you will know how to see it, you will know how to receive it, you will know how to actually give it back at the end of the day. I love you so much, Kings and Queens. I'll talk to you soon.